There is something indefinable about riding. The way you're free to venture out into the unknown, getting caught up in the journey, the challenges, the lessons to be learned. I knew my first substantial trip from Calgary to Inuvik and back would be something I'd never forget. I can still remember that first morning, the feeling of contentment that I was going to be doing exactly what I was supposed to. I had immersed myself in all avenues of adventure motorcycling, the books, the movies, anything you could find on the internet, and the best resource, experienced riders and their tales. I already felt like I had a glimpse into what the experience was all about, but that wasn't the case. So much happened, things that books can never predict, and pub stories could never describe. When I dropped into first gear on day one, I knew in that moment the biggest adventure was calling. I was ready. It may take a lot of work to get going, but nothing fills your soul like raising money to help people who face daily challenges. On July 18, 2015, I departed Calgary and headed north to claim my place among the adventure riders who've explored the desolate lands of the Arctic. I wasn't alone at first though. 30 riders joined me on the Adventure Without Limits group ride as an opportunity to come together as a community and recognize the significant sum that was raised to help those with cerebral palsy. $12,500 is nothing to scoff at. I was so proud of what we had accomplished, and I think I finally understood why my parents worked so hard and never sought any thanks or praise in return. They knew that helping others is a key component to living a happy life, and I now know the same. Many people ask me, why do this trip alone? Won't you be worried about safety? Or don't you want to have someone there to experience it with you? Honestly, I didn't have an answer for those people to begin with. I approached the trip as an adventure that I wanted to experience alone, something to challenge me, to push me out of my comfort zone. An adventure where I have to rely on myself and no one else. I may have been on my own journey, however I was hardly alone. When you are far from home, you unknowingly beacon to people to come over and chat, learn about one another, become friends even for the briefest of moments, then experience the authentic, heartfelt goodbyes as if you'd been pals for years.
Well, there you have it. Lucas is heading off to Alaska. See you in the future, pal. Safe travels.
People have said the greatest gift you can give someone is your time. Time is precious, limited, and often forgotten. We live based on a set schedule. Be at work on time. Be at home on time. Make time for errands. Make time for friends, family, the gym, house repairs, taxes, social functions. On and on and on. I learned that time is a gift I can give myself. A gift that no one can steal from me, and a component of my life I could no longer ignore. I allowed myself to rest, to take in some extra sightseeing opportunities. Time to wallow in my thoughts and fade away into the road that stretched out in front of me. When I was on my bike, I reveled in the moments when I could focus on the here and now. To recognize that I had wasted much of my precious time on silly and pointless things that just don't really matter in the big picture. I found time to be content.
This road is just amazing. On my way to Stewart, BC. Look at this. I've never been so happy in the rain. This is amazing.
I can see the cats out in the cornfield.
With 3 kids to raise, my parents worked day and night to make sure food was on the table and a roof over our heads. They had to manage their finances to make sure we had what we needed. I've been notoriously terrible with managing money and seeing the value in things I bought. I learned that buying stuff can never compare to the experience and feelings that traveling can give you. Not only have I avoided buying needless items since my return, but I am perfectly fine ridding myself of any excess I once thought I needed. I now know to buy experiences, not things.
If you want to see what we're driving on, have a look at this.
There is always a hovering shadow when you venture out into the world. Negativity is such a powerful and easy thing to fall into. It crushes your determination, your confidence, and your will to go on. It is a demon that is waiting in the next challenge to stop you, to end your journey. That is why the most important lesson I learned from my trip to the Arctic and back is that a positive outlook is ultimately the difference between success and failure. Adverse situations were unavoidable, and learning to shift into a can-do attitude allowed me to achieve so much in such an unpredictable world. I strive to live a life with a positive outlook, where I no longer look at what can't be done, but rather what I know I can achieve. That is the greatest reward from this journey, without a doubt.
I can see the tired lights in your eyes.
Lastly, I've learned to accept the weather. No matter how bad it might be, you can always dress for it, and who knows, that day's weather may be setting the scene for the greatest day of your life.
Story of this trip. Rain, rain, more rain. Got a couple of really shredded tires here. You guys weren't taking it easy though, anything?